Hello everyone, welcome back to FairlyDeterminedFM with me. My name is Chris. I hope you're all doing well. I sound a bit stuffy. Why do I sound stuffy? I thought I got rid of this damn cold. Whatever. So we're back for season... Is this season 2 at Villa or 1.5? I think it's season 2 because we did most of a season last year. And yeah, it's season 2. Welcome back to season 2 at Aston Villa. Now last year we finished in 9th place. This year I'm going to be aiming a little bit higher. I'm going to be aiming for one of those Europa League spots. You'll have noticed it's a new look for me. I've got shorter hair and no beard, but it's also a new look for Aston Villa. We've cleared out a whole bunch of players and brought in a whole bunch of other players to fill those gaps that we made. Transfer window stuff, you know. Let's take you through all that. The first one is Leon Bailey, who went to Troy for £20 million. Then we got Ollie Watkins, who went to Leicester for £12 million. Ollie Watkins was massively disappointing last season. Massively disappointing. For a striker with his abilities, expected a lot more. So he's gone. Douglas Luiz went to Al Hilal for £59 million. Pau Torres went to Al Ali for £51 million. Ruben Loftus-Cheek went to Al Qadsiya for £13 million. I'm terrible with these names. And then John McGinn to Al Shabab on a free transfer. So we didn't get any money from him, but we did get all of his wages off our wage bill. Very, very good. My light's just fallen over. Amateur hour. So yeah, that's quite a severe gutting of a squad, but it needed to happen. And the money we brought in has allowed me to go and buy a bunch of players. Oh, for f***'s sake. Pissing thing. First up is Olavo Gata, signed from Muriens for £41 million. That's a big outlay. But I think if you have a look at him, you'll agree, good. So he's a young 20-year-old Portuguese playmaker, sits in the middle of the park. His attributes are incredible. First touch, passing, vision, technique. He's also just generally mentally quite good. Got a lot of bravery, his flair's really good, work rate's really high. Superstar. He's going to be a superstar. And then we've got Steve McCaskill, signed from Aberdeen for £10.5 million. McCaskill is a young winger. He's got a lot of pace, acceleration 16, pace 15. His finishing is 17. Only 19 as well. Only 19. Next up, we've got Gonzalo Amaria, signed from Boca for £8 million. One of the first of a couple of young centre-backs I've signed. Mentally decent enough, physically very, very good. Tackling's 14, work rate's 15, decision determination. He could do with being a bit more aggressive maybe, but I think for an 18-year-old, he's already sort of able to start for us, which is really, really good. And there's Gerardo Tello, signed from Chivas for £8.75 million. Physically very good, mentally very good, and the technical things that I care about, passing, first touch, technique, that sort of stuff. All good. Definitely going to say this name wrong, both his name and the club's name, but here we go. I'm going to read it from the thing because I will get it wrong. Mihajlo Josipovic from Crvena Zvezda for £5.75 million. Another young wonder kid, 19 years old, again quite versatile. Another player whose mentals are really good. His physicals are good enough. His work rate is incredible. I've said it about all of them, but I think if they all progress as well as I think they're going to, they're going to be amazing. There's another centre-back, Kerem Mudcik, signed from TSC. I think that's a fake name that I don't have the right sort of packs for. Physically good, mentally good. We're building a very, very good squad for the future. Maybe not this season, but for the future, sure. Lastly, there's Daniel Paz, signed for £500,000 from Danubio. He's another youngster. He's another one who's comfortable in the middle of the park. He's another one with good mentals, good physicals, decent enough technicals. He will also be starting quite a lot. He can play in centre midfield or in the attacking midfield slot, so he's going to be getting a fair bit of game time, and he's enormous. He's 6'4". So yeah, they're all young. There's not a single one of them over the age of 20, but they got bags of potential, and they cost a lot less in wages. Not to mention we've made a really tidy bit of profit on those sales. So we spent £76.5 million, but we made £155 million with those signings. So the finances are looking much, much healthier now. Pre-season friendlies go well enough, and we've got a pretty kind run of games to start the season, but we are playing the big boys again, mostly in a row through sort of October and September and November. I did those the wrong way around. September, October and November. Newly promoted Middlesbrough are up first though. Sugawara gets us off to a flyer, but his goal is chalked off. But then he does this, which is just unreal. Middlesbrough equalise immediately, and then they take the lead. Not even 10 minutes gone, and we've seen 3 goals. Not in the net that I would have hoped for. Just before half-time, we get a penalty handily converted by Brendan Johnson for 2-2. Amari Kellerman thinks he's put us ahead in the 68th minute, but it's yet another disallowed goal, and it finishes 2-2, although I'm not really sure how. I mean, look at the stats. We were completely dominant, just that early game madness has let us down. I say let us down, we didn't lose, but 2-2 against a newly promoted side, we should have won that. We do manage to secure something of a coup as well, transfer-wise. Yusufa Makoko comes in on loan, and we're paying no loan fee, just his wages, which is a decent deal, I think, for a player with his abilities. Olavo Gatto scores... Gatto? I think I called him Gatto earlier. Gatto. Hello, editor Chris here with the first of many interventions to correct some pronunciations. It's not ELGATO or GATO. It's GATA, you twat. Olavo Gatto scores his first goal for the club with this fantastic free kick against Nottingham Forest. Steve McCaskill and Jacob Ramsey combined late in the second half to score the second goal. 6 minutes of added time later and we've got our first win of the campaign. Then there's some more transfer movement and Stephen Bacitic, forget the pronunciation of the surname, his first name is Stefan, not Stephen. He's reading from a script. I say he, I am reading from a script at this point in the video. God, these names. I should stop buying players whose names I can't pronounce. Anyway, he joins the club from Liverpool for an initial £20 million. And I'm really happy with this signing. He's a versatile young player with excellent mental attributes, and having someone who's comfortable in 3 positions is only going to be a bonus. Moukoko gets his first goal for Villa in our next game against Palace. However, goals from Solomon and Kristovic secure 10-man Palace a richly undeserved win. 10 men. And we lose it 2-1. And then Newport pissing County knock us out of the Carabao Cup. What is happening? What is happening? I can't believe this is happening to me! We travel to Molineux next for Derby Day, and we could do with some sort of performance in this one. But there are precisely 2 highlights in this game. There's this missed penalty and this disallowed goal. What is going on? It doesn't get any better against West Ham. Højbjerg, the absolute prick, gets himself sent off early in the first half and we go on to lose 1-0. Not to worry though, we've now got a nice run of games coming up, including Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Spurs and United. And now Gerardo Tello, superstar wonder kid, has picked up a 3-month injury. I hate this game sometimes. I really hate it. We miss another sodding penalty against Liverpool and they beat us. And then I decide to tinker against Brighton and I come up with whatever this monstrosity is, because nothing else is working. We actually lead a football game for what feels like the first time in decades through Moukoko. The defensive calamity allows him to put us 2 up before half time and we have won a football game. Actually won a football game, and we looked half decent while doing it. That monstrosity changed by the end of the game and it ended up looking something like this. More of a patient, controlled game. Let's see how it fares against Arsenal though before we get all excited. I'm sure this will help us in the long run. Emilia Martinez pick. Emilia Martinez. It's not even a hard one to get right. Emiliano. Or if you're struggling, Emmy. Picks up an injury, he's going to be out for a while, which means Lee Rojas is going to have to step up. He is absolutely not ready to step up and be our first team keeper. I'm sure this will be fine. Absolutely fine. See? I told you it'd be fine. Brennan Johnson secures us the points and it's an incredibly good win for us. Just look at the player ratings. Look at them. We actually played like a football team. We're away to Sunderland next and we are predictably awful, just an absolute shambles. And it just keeps getting worse. Gonzalo Amarillo. You're reading from a script. Get the names right. Amarilla. Picks up a 3-month injury next. Second season syndrome is real and is kicking my ass. There's back-to-back losses against City, Chelsea and Spurs, and then I'm in front of the board. Going well. I tell them to stop being such wimps and let me get on with it, and it seems to work. They liked the tough love. However, I'm pretty sure my days are numbered. Boubacar Kamara eases the pressure, scoring the only goal in a 1-0 win against Newcastle, and that's followed with a creditable 0-0 draw against Man United. But we are rubbish. Really, really rubbish. And I'm kind of regretting leaving Sunderland, if I'm honest. December rolls around and we actually look decent against Fulham. 2 goals from Luvumbo get us the win at Craven Cottage, but then we're absolutely awful against Bournemouth. We cannot get any sort of a run of form together, and I make the decision to call it quits. I quit. Madlul Baraka is very, very pleased that I've moved on, and I can't say that I blame him. Sometimes you just know when you've joined a club, you just know that it's not working, and this was one of those times. This year and last season, no matter what combination of roles and players and positions I tried, I couldn't get our strikers to regularly score, and I couldn't get our defenders to defend well enough to stop conceding goals. It's time. These last 2 episodes have been a bit of a whirlwind. I bailed out of Sunderland at the first opportunity, and now I've bailed out of Villa because I just can't get them to be like a football team regularly. Well, I need a holiday. I'm going on holiday. David Wagner is the man hired to replace me, and he does pretty bloody well. Much like Vieira did at Brighton, he got them to an FA Cup final, which they went on and sodding won. Because, of course they did. God, fuck you. I'm in hell. It's unbelievable. I can't get past the 3rd round of that sodding cup, but as soon as I leave a club, a new man comes in, gets them to the final, and they go on to win it against Man City. Both times. Bullshit. is what it is. It's bullshit. Spurs offered me an interview, but I had a similar run with them in FM23 that I've just had with Villa, and I don't really fancy putting myself through that again. I think my next job is either going to be abroad or like League 2. But we'll find out which club it is in the next episode of whatever this series has now become, the like worst journeyman on the planet. Maybe that's what I am, the worst journeyman on the planet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Get down in the comments and tell me how crap I am at this game. That's always a good laugh. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. All the best. Cheers. Bye.